Allow me to show you something.
This is Module 2, Card Play in No Trumps. In this video, we'll cover the fundamentals of all trick-taking games, which will enable you to start playing Level 1 Bridge in the next video. We'll also briefly ask that you please like the video and, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Bridge is a game played over a number of hands, each involving 13 tricks. A trick is a round of play where each player, in clockwise order, plays a card from their hand, beginning with the player who is designated as the leader. The player who is on lead can choose any card from their hand to begin the trick, but the other three players must follow suit, play a card of the same suit as the one that was originally led. However, if a player cannot follow suit, they may discard a card from a different suit instead. The highest eligible card of the four wins the trick. Then, the player who won that trick gets to lead to the next trick. Who leads to the first trick? Well, that depends on the roles of the players. These are determined during the bidding phase, which takes place before the trick-taking phase of each hand. Players bid to set the contract, which we'll look at in detail later. The contract establishes several winning conditions for the trick-taking phase, including the number of tricks required for success, and whether there'll be a trump suit. We'll be looking at trumps in Module 3. The player who makes the final successful bid becomes the declarer for the hand, and that means they get to play both their own and their partner's cards, which are put face up on the table for all players to see, and is called the dummy hand. The opposing partnership, meanwhile, are known as the defenders, and it's the defender to the left of the declarer who leads to the first trick. Let's run through an example hand to get a feel for how this works in practice. Here, South is declarer, so West must lead to the first trick, and here chooses to lead the Jack of Clubs. Once the first card has been played, it is declarer's partner's turn, but as declarer's partner is always the dummy hand, instead of playing a card themselves, North now places their hand face up on the table for everyone to see, as shown here, with the four suits separate and arranged vertically in descending order. For the remainder of this deal, declarer will call for the cards to be played from the hand by dummy on dummy's turn to play, as well as playing their own cards as South in the normal turn order. Note that the dummy is not put down until after the first lead has been made, so the defender leading to the first trick knows less about the hands than everybody will on subsequent tricks. Now that West has led a card, the other players must play a card of the suit that has been led, if they have one, so declarer calls for the 6 of clubs from dummy, East plays the 3, and declarer wins the trick with the queen. Having won the first trick, declarer must lead to the next one, so they play the 2 of diamonds, knowing they'll win the trick with dummy's king because they have the ace of diamonds in their own hand. The defenders, meanwhile, are forced to follow suit with diamonds. Because that trick was won in the dummy, that hand must lead to the next trick, so declarer calls for the 6 of diamonds, East plays a small one, and South plays their winning queen. But West has run out of diamonds, so they must discard a card on this trick. They throw a small spade. Declarer has been counting the diamonds and knows that there is only one left in East's hand and, as we see, that one falls under the ace, leaving their remaining diamonds as established winners. Declarer switches the lead over to dummy, who takes the next trick with the 7 of diamonds, while both defenders have to find discards. Declarer now calls for the king of spades, again known to be a winner because they hold the ace, and then a small spade, which they win with the ace from their own hand, allowing them to cash their remaining diamond winner, discarding a losing spade from dummy. Declarer now leads the 8 of spades, which West wins with the queen, while the other 2 players are forced to discard. West takes their ace of clubs, and then leads the 10 of clubs, hoping that their partner has the king, which they do. East plays the ace of hearts, and then they lead the queen, but this loses to declarer's king. That makes 9 tricks in all for declarer, and 4 for the defenders. Lots to think about there, but the best way of learning is through doing, and with that in mind, we recommend you gather your friends and play some level 1 bridge together. We'll explain how in the next video.